Hi, I'm Marika Sardar, curator behind the exhibition Chrysalis that was supposed to open last month at the Aga Khan Museum. Unfortunately, even though I've been working on it for a while now with the photographer Olga Stefatou, I haven't been able to see our final product because the museum closed down just as the photos were going up. So Olga and I have had to come up with a different way to share the exhibition with you. We've put together a couple of videos giving you the background on how she came up with this concept and how it fit into our programming season at the Aga Khan Museum, so that those of you who can't make it to our museum have access to it. And most importantly, you'll be able to hear from some of the phenomenal women in the show whose stories we so much wanted to share. Here at the Aga Khan Museum, we are constantly encouraged to rethink what art museums can do, boundaries that we try to expand with every programming season. That led to our putting together the current season around the theme of the movement and displacement of people that we're witnessing across the globe now. And this in turn gave me the chance to propose Chrysalis, a portrait series showing 11 refugee women now settled in Greece. In theme, it worked together perfectly with our big exhibition for the spring, which is called Sanctuary, that you can see in virtual tours with my colleague, Michael Chagnon. As the photographer behind the Chrysalis project, Olga Stefatou turned her lens to what was happening in her hometown of Athens, Greece, which, as we know from the media headlines, is the center of migrant movement today. She decided to photograph women who have been forced to escape difficult and dangerous situations at home to start over again in Europe. But she wanted to do something different with these images. She wanted to remind us that these women are individuals with professional backgrounds, talents, and interests, the kind of things that get erased when you move to a new country and become a statistic for a global problem. Instead of taking documentary photos, she took portraits of the 11 women, asking them how they wanted to portray themselves. Each got to make a dress with the help of a fashion designer and choose her own props and poses. They also got to tell their stories, which accompany the photos in the exhibition. The dresses were made out of the gold emergency blankets handed out to refugees, but in this case they're reimagined as symbols of transformation and hope, as each woman emerges from her own chrysalis into her new life. If you want to hear more about Olga's concept for this project and see behind the scenes at the photo shoots, please watch the video she has sent in from Greece. And if you want to hear more from the women in the show, I'll now read the stories that two of them shared in their own words. This is Raha, age 27, from Iran. She says, "It happened 6 years ago. I had all the beauties, and in one night everything was gone. It's a miracle I can still talk and walk. I did 52 surgeries to treat my burns. In Iran, everyone, children and adults, were pointing to me. Look, she looks like the devil. I began covering my face with a mask, but my life was destroyed. Crossing the forest in Turkey to reach the sea was a nightmare. The blackness of the sea was horrible. My wounds were bleeding. After getting off the boat, I was taken to a clinic on Lesbos Island. I was very afraid to take off my mask, but the doctor said, 'You're very beautiful, there's no need to wear it.' I have not done it ever since. In Greece, nobody points to me. My hair is my pride. I will forever live with sorrow for my country. In Iran, you'll be punished if you walk without a veil. I never accepted this kind of oppression. After 6 years, I'm standing again on my feet with hopes for my life. Since I was a child, I've dreamed of becoming a model and a singer. We have to fight for a better life since the day we're born. I always picture freedom as a butterfly, and that's how I always think of myself, as a butterfly." This is Samar, age 24, from Syria. She says, "I wanted more freedom, education, and better health care. When it became dangerous, I decided to flee, first to Lebanon, then Egypt, Turkey, and now Greece. I was often depressed. Life has all been about surviving. On the boat to Lesbos Island, there were 25 children. It was raining. I couldn't move because of the cold. The northern border was shut. I got stuck at Hersau camp. I started working as a translator for military nurses. I was a girl, alone and without hijab. Traditional people judge you for this. As a woman, you always need to remind yourself who you are. My mom said when I was 16, it's your decision now to be yourself or be part of a life you don't want. Look how beautiful you are. I've always worked along the journey because of my good English. Now I'm comfortable with what I receive from my efforts. I dream of continuing my education. I am independent.